Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. Today's lesson is a review on how to change improper fractions to mixed numbers. Everyone in my class has notes that they had the opportunity to use when changing these six improper fractions to mixed numbers. We're going to go through these six. I'll call on people to tell me what each step is. So we start with 43/7. Amelia, what is the first step it says? Divide the denominator into the numerator. A fraction is just a division problem. What this says is 43 divided by, excuse me, you're making me cry. 43 divided by 7. That's all a fraction is a division problem. So we do 43 divided by 7. Amelia, how many times does 7 go into 43? 6 times. And Amelia, and make sure we put the 6 over the 3, because it's going into 43, it's not going into 4. And what is 6 times 7, Amelia? 42. And we subtract, we get 1. So we have 6, remainder 1. What does it say to do next, Amelia?
The quotient 6 becomes a whole number.
Good, our quotient, which is what we get up here, is our whole number. Then what's it say, Amelia? Whatever the remainder is, that's going to become your numerator. And anything else, Amelia?
The denominator, which is used as the divisor, remains 7.
The denominator remains the same. So your quotient, when you divide, whatever whole number you get up here, that becomes your whole number. The remainder is your numerator, and the denominator is going to stay the same as it was when you started. Now we have to look at whether or not we can simplify 1/7. There's one really obvious way we know we can't simplify 1/7. Audrina, do you remember what that is?
No.
No. If it has 1 as your numerator, you can't simplify it. So if your fraction has 1 as a numerator, you cannot simplify it. What up, Blake? How you doing? Hi. Let's look at the second one. The second one that you were given is 18/5. Or, since I know a fraction's a division problem, 18 divided by 5. So, Lakin, what does it say I do first?
Divide the
Denominator?
denominator into the numerator.
Divide the denominator into the numerator, or as it says as a fraction, 18 divided by 5. Because I'm going to say again, a fraction is simply a division problem. Lakin, how many times does 5 go into 18? 3 times. Make sure we're putting the 3 above the 8 because it's going into 18, not 1. And Lakin, what is 3 times 5? 15. And what is going to be our remainder, Lakin? Good, a remainder of 3. So our mixed number is what, Lakin?
Oh shoot! 3.
Good, 3
And 3.
and 3/5. Now, if you want to see if you can simplify a number, I'm going to show you the process because that may come in handy when you have to do the warm-up that we did today. When simplifying a fraction, we take both our numerator and denominator and we find all the factors of each. The factors of 3 are just 1 and 3 because it's prime. The factors of 5 are just 1 and 5 because it's prime. So the only thing they have in common is 1. If all they have in common is 1, then it's already in simplest form. So 18/5 equals 3 and 3/5. 18/5 equals 3 and 3/5. I'm so glad I gave you those notes. 15 halves, or 15 divided by 2. 15 divided by 2. Stephanie, what do I do first?
You divide the denominator into the numerator.
Good. 15 divided by 2. Denominator into the numerator. And Stephanie, how many times does 2 go into 15?
Six.
7. Awesome. And 7 times 2 is what, Stephanie? Good. We subtract, we get 1. So I have 7, remainder 1. Or, what's my whole number here, Stephanie? Good. And my numerator? Good. And my denominator? Good. So 7 and 1/2. 7 and a half.
I did not do that. Oops.
So, yes.
For the one we just did, I got 3 and then 5, 2.
Well, 5 over 2
Because
is
I
an
did-
improper.
I
5
did-
over 2 is still an improper fraction.
Because I did.
You didn't change it all the way.
5 times 2 was 10. So could I keep it that answer?
No, it'd be incorrect if you did.
So what is it?
I don't know, 7 and a half, I think. Maddie, what do I do first?
You divide the denominator into the numerator.
Good, I'm dividing the denominator into the numerator because this fraction just says 71 divided by 10. So 71 divided by 10. And Maddie, how many times does 10 go into 71? 7 times. And Maddie, 7 times 10 is 70. So I subtract, I get 1, so I have 7 remainder 1. What is my mixed number, Maddie? 7 and 7 and 1/10. And since the numerator is 1, I know I can't simplify that any further. It's so easy. Man. Let's look at 21/4. Or, as it says, if you read it, it'd be 21 divided by 4. Liam, what do I do first?
You divide 21 by 4.
Good, and 21 divided by 4. And Liam, how many times does 4 go into 21? How many times does 4 go into 21?
Five times.
5 times. 4 times 5 is 20. we subtract, we get a remainder of 1, so 5 remainder 1, which is going to be what, Liam?
It's going to be 5 and 1/4.
And 1/4 can't be simplified because it has a numerator of 1, so I don't even have to list the factors. The last one it can be, so if you have your remainder of 2/10, know that it can be simplified, or your fraction of 2/10. And last we have 32/10 or 32 divided by 10. Alex, what do I do first?
Divide the numerator into the denominator.
The denominator into the numerator, or 32 divided by 10. Alex, how many times does 10 go into 32?
3.
It's going into 32, so make sure your 3 goes above the 2. And Alex, what is 3 times 10?
30.
30. And then we subtract, we get 3 remainder 2. So Alex, what is my mixed number?
10. Oh wait, no, 3 wholes and 2/10.
3 and 2/10. And I told you when we started there was one that could be simplified.
That's that.
And I can check and see what simplified 2/10 simplifies to. I list my factors of 2 and my factors of 10. So if you're ever required to simplify fractions, this is a reminder of how you do it. Factors of 2 are 1 and 2. It's a prime number, so just 1 and 2. Factors of 10, 10's composite. So 1 and 10, 2 and 5. If I use my divisibility rules, it makes that easy. And Alex, what is the biggest number they have in common?
2.
2, which means I divide both my numerator and denominator by 2, and I'm going to get 3 and 1/5. 3 and 1/5. So that is changing mixed numbers, or converting improper fractions to mixed numbers. It also is a review of simplifying fractions. I have to turn this off so I can be mean to some of my students that need me to be mean to them. Boom, shakalaka, peace out, God bless, love you, do something kind today, subscribe, and maybe save the beast.